welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to learn how to make a scrunchie. Stretchy, soft, and beautiful. We'll be making this using a velvet yarn. Fashion Jinserong, I have no idea, but they do recommend a 4mm hook, and we have our 4mm crochet hook right here. We will also be needing one stitch marker, a scissors, and a band, of course. Stitch markers, darning needle. Thank you. To begin, we're going to make a slip knot. I usually would take the short tail, put it over the long tail, go behind like that, go under, and pull, and I've got my slip knot. Now we're going to insert this into our band. Pull it out, yarn over, pull through. 2. This yarn is so soft. Now, usually I would like to weave in my ends, but since we're working with elastics, we wouldn't want to do that because when you stretch it out, this just goes all over the place. So we're going to leave this, and I'll tell you what we'll do later. But in the meantime, let's mark this position so we know where we're joining at the end. We've marked our position. Now, when crocheting a scrunchie, honestly, I don't even bother to count. You just have to go around evenly. Make sure that when you pull, there are not too much spaces in between. But you can't help having spaces, can you? So, we're just going to single crochet all around this band until we get to the end. Just in case you don't know how to single crochet, you go in, insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through 2. Once more, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, 2 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull out through 2 of those loops, and we're back to 1. So you're going to do this all around, and I'll meet you at the end. I must say, if this is your first time crocheting, do not work with a velvet yarn. As you can see, it's quite difficult to see the stitches. So if this is your first time, please do not work with velvet yarn. And also, if this is your first time working with velvet yarn, I also suggest you count your stitches so you know how many stitches you're working into later. Try and remember. So we're close to the end. We've been stretching out, and we're close to the end. Just 2 more and we're done. So we're at the end. Here's our stitch marker. So we're going to slip stitch into that space with a stitch marker. Pull through, take out the marker, and we're at the end. Perfect. So now we're going to crochet the fluff. And how I work with my fluff, you can do more, you can do less, but I would usually chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and work a treble crochet. So I work with treble crochets. You can do whatever type you want, depending on how thick or how thin you want it. And also working triple crochet 3 times into the same space. Now the chain 3 is our first treble crochet. We just worked 1 into that same space. We're going to work another. This is my preference. You can go 4 inside, 2 inside, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever, depending on how wobbly you want your scrunchie, right? Depending on how wobbly, roughly you want it. So I just went 3 treble crochet. I go into the next stitch. Now, like I said, it's not easy to find, but you just have to try. Right here. And I'll be weaving my ends now. This is where I start to weave in my ends, because here it will not go all messy. I had to learn this the hard way. Another thing about working with velvets is when you do work with velvet, when you're done, it's not easy to frog. Sometimes it starts to pull through its threads, and then there's hair all over the place, you know. So you have to be careful not to make mistakes so you don't frog. So we're just going to keep working treble crochets, 3 into every stitch all the way around. And that's it basically. I'll show you how to work a treble. So you're going 1 around hook, 2 around the hook, insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 on your hook. You're going to yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through 2 loops. How I would usually go is 1, 2, right? Insert, pull up a loop, you have 4, 1, 2, and 3. That's what makes it a treble crochet. When it goes like this, 1, 2, triple crochet. If it's a double, yarn over once, you go in, it's 3, so 1, 2, that makes it a double crochet. So yeah, let's go with the triple again. Yarn over twice, insert your hook into a stitch, pull up a loop. We've got 4 on the hook, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through 2. That's a triple crochet. Now that you know this, you're going to work around to the other side, 3 into each stitch, and I'll meet you there. Okay, let's do something. Why don't we learn how to change colors now? So I just worked my last stitch into this place. Like I said, 3 into every stitch. So I yarn over twice, I insert my hook, pull out 1 loop. I have 4 on my loop, my hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, pull through 2, and stop. Now I'm going to take this out. I'm going to grab a new color. In my case, I'm doing white. I'm going to pull in that white through that 2 loop, and just continue as usual, work into the next stitch. Just pull out these and just keep working while weaving in the ends. As I work, I'm carrying the tail and carrying the other tail, and then I'll decide when to cut it out. So in the meantime, let's yarn over twice, insert in the same space. Yarn over twice in the same space, that's 3. Okay, as you can see, we're making purple frost. Time to cut. This is what happens when you cut velvet. So you have to be careful where you cut from. This is what happens, right? So you have to be careful where you cut from, or you might lose something important, a hairy portion of your project that you needed to be poofy. So this is how I cut out when I'm cutting loose tails. I go a little, not to the very tip, more like a little higher, and then I pull out that extra hair, and it just blends in with the hair. Do the same with the purple, not too close to the, and pull out the hair, and it blends with the hair. We're gonna work into it. 2. We're at the end. We just worked into the last stitch. We're going to find the top stitch and just work it into slip stitch. Cut it off. And now we can weave in our end, which is just this one. This is a darning needle. God, I can't believe I called this a stitch marker at the start of the video. So we're just gonna sew in, out, in, and then you can now go in through all these corners and come back and out. And we've got a scrunchie. We've got all our scrunchies. So you can make it any way you want. Scrunchies! Yay! Thank you so much for your time. I will see you again in the next video. Oop, we left something out. I'll see you again in another video. I have no idea what I'm going to crochet next. If you have any ideas and you want me to do something, just let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for your time. Arrivederci.